dated on Skype, and then got married live on something called Periscope.
You want to dance? Play some music.
Hi. Hi, good afternoon, everyone. That video was to just wake everybody up again after lunch. Really nice to be here. Just to introduce myself, my name's Niall Horgan. I head up Twitter's sales partner network across Europe and Africa, so about 30 or 35 countries I look after. I was really delighted to get the invite to come here today. From just being in the industry, obviously I know video is a very hot topic at the moment, and for me, seeing the focus that Twitter has put on video within the last 12 months and continue to put the focus on video, it's really exciting. I've been with Twitter almost 4 years, so I've seen it from just being able to tweet 140 characters of text to this integrated media-first, communication platform. So seeing what video is doing to the industry and what it's doing to Twitter is really great. Just to let you know what I'm going to talk about today. So the topic of my presentation is called The Power of Now. And that ties into two things. One, that Twitter is all about the now. It's a live platform. So when you can embrace that and when you can connect to your audience in those moments, it's very powerful. So video, I want to talk about video now and how you can use that to really connect to your audience in a great way. So what I want to open with today is just talking about video, where we are right now, what that looks like from Twitter's point of view. From there, I'm just going to move quickly into talking about the creative ways video is being used. And there's different types of video, as I'm sure a lot of you guys know, going from videos to periscopes, vines, GIFs. There's a lot of different ways to be creative on the platform. And then finally, I want to close up with some pro tips. So we see a lot of people, a lot of users, a lot of brands, a lot of advertisers really getting into the video side of things. But I want to give some tips that I think is really going to help move things in the right direction. So I promise it won't be too boring. I've got a lot of cool videos in there. Hopefully nobody will fall asleep throughout it all. Cool. So to kick off, I just wanted to talk about video now and looking at the growth that there is in video. So mobile video is expected to grow by 13 times over the next 3 years. 13 times. So to just put that in a little bit of perspective, mobile apps grew 15 times from 2009 to 2014. And we all know how dependent we are on our mobile apps and how much we use them. That exact same opportunity is in front of us right now, but instead of you being late to the app party, it's all about getting to the video and joining that party right now. And Twitter, we spotted this a while ago and certainly have made changes in our platform to really allow for this. In the last 12 months alone, the amount of video being viewed on Twitter has grown by 150 times. So really, we're starting to see the consumer want to see this video, the creators sharing this video, and this lovely kind of merge coming together on the platform. Twitter is a mobile-first company, so 90% of our video views actually happen on the mobile device that everybody's using. So I think when people are looking to really break into and penetrate the mobile video market, then Twitter lends itself to it very nicely. So let's think about that in kind of an example to show how mobile video is so important to us. So how many people here know Star Wars? I presume everybody. Some people might show their age here, but who can remember Star Wars being released in 1977? A couple of people? Great. Well, hopefully you'll back me up and agree that this is how it launched. So Star Wars was launched in 1977. In 1977, in trade shows, comic books, by going around to stores and malls and doing interviews. It's very, very different than how Star Wars was launched on December 18th. Awesome. Such a Star Wars fan. But this was the first trailer for Star Wars, and it was exclusively first released on Twitter. Within a tweet, Star Wars tweeted out the trailer, and Twitter and the internet pretty much exploded when that happened. It went all over the every different type of media that you'd imagine, and they did so because all the chatter had been on Twitter about the launch of Star Wars. And even when it launched into the cinemas then and the premieres, people were talking about it on Twitter, and everybody was sharing their excitement, their love of the movie, their love of the characters. It was a really, really great moment for any Star Wars fans. And it ended up being, wait for it, the most tweeted opening weekend ever for any movie, with 1.2 billion tweets being sent on that, the first weekend, all about Star Wars. And I like to think if Twitter was there in 1977, it would have been a better launch. But if Twitter and video were there, I think it would have been at this level. Why I guess they decided to introduce it on Twitter first rather than any other platform is because of the two things, is how easily people discover content on Twitter. So if you think about it as a platform, it's live and it's public. So you don't necessarily need to follow somebody to see what they're doing. You can go on the platform, it's completely open, so video discovery is much easier, and also spreading of video is very, very powerful, with 6 times more retweets happening for videos than for images or regular tweets. So you're giving the content that people are looking for and wanting to share, and on Twitter it's very easy for them to discover that. So just to finish up on this part, I wanted to talk about why why video does so well on Twitter, and we've actually done some neuro research on this. And we hooked people up, we hooked up to their emotions, their glands, to see their emotions that they feel when they're watching video. And on Twitter, there's a 63% more favorability when you're watching video than on other online platforms. And this video here is just LeBron James. You can see the emotion in that. And it's hard not to feel emotionally connected when you see cool videos like that. And if you don't feel connected to LeBron James, you might feel connected to when this happened. I'm stopping that there because you guys beat Ireland in the Euro qualifiers, so technically I really shouldn't have showed that in my presentation. But it's those type of videos. Did you see what that was? It was this live video in the now. There was no cool editing there. It was just the players in the dressing room full of passion after qualifying. And that's what people want to see, and that's what Twitter gives you. It's that glimpse into what's going on now in somebody's life, be it a celebrity or an athlete or a brand or a user or a politician. There's so many different ways to connect to them right now. So that's currently where we are on the platform. What I wanted to talk about is the kind of creative ways we're seeing Twitter being used. We're seeing video being used on Twitter. So it definitely helps advertisers reach their objectives, or users reach their objectives of generating video views. But people forget there's so many different ways to use video on Twitter, whether it's GIFs, you've got live video in being Periscope, you've got native video, so it's just uploaded within the tweets itself, and you've got Vines. And there are millions of different and cool creative ways that all 4 of these types of video are being used on Twitter. And that, to me, is what I think is the really cool and the best opportunity out there. I think if you think back, a year, 2 years ago, certainly, all you could really do with the videos, maybe go onto YouTube and stuff like that. Now, and with Facebook and with Twitter, there's so many different ways you can use it, and so many more ways you can be creative. I certainly think, and we'll talk more about it with Periscope, that I think that's going to be something in another 5 or 6 years that's just going to be totally part of how users interact, and it's going to be weird to think when you didn't have an option to Periscope something live. So to talk through a couple of the examples, you've got the native video. This is a tweet from Samsung.
Bądź pierwszy. Zamów Galaxy S7 lub S7 Edge w przedsprzedaży i odbierz VR w prezencie.
So I just wanted to start with something simple like that. Nothing crazy creative, but really nice video. Like, it was just a really nice video that Samsung were probably using across loads of different platforms, probably on television as well. And just putting that on Twitter gave it an extra element. It made the tweet jump out a little bit more. The engagement rates were higher. So a very, very easy thing to do for anyone out there. The second one is Vine. And I love Vine. It's for those of you guys that don't know it. It's just a very short 6-second video that you can play around with and be very creative. And for this movie that was being released, they did loads of cool Vine stuff leading up to it, with the characters and with the actors being used in the movie. But lovely, kind of really simple way again of using the talent that you have available for stuff like that, and it's just taking a clip with your phone. No need for the big budget. GIFs. How many people have started using GIFs here since we've properly launched them on Twitter in the last couple of weeks? Oh, come on, people. If there's anything I want to recommend you guys is get on and use the GIFs on the platform. I can't believe how much fun I have using GIFs. I think it's 80% of what I communicate now is just sending people GIFs of high fives and smiles and fist bumps and stuff like that. But it's really, really good fun, and it's really simple to do. You see brands, sorry, this has been playing in the background. Coca-Cola using it here, but you're just kind of dazzled into it, and it's kind of fun. This is an example of a fun GIF. What else? We had The Witcher, one of the games developed here in Poland. We're doing it kind of GIFs, taking their longer video and kind of teasing it out in GIF format to connect people to their YouTube. So really, really like that one as well. So GIFs are certainly starting to be more popular. And then the last one I wanted to talk about is Periscope. So I dare to ask this, how many people have started playing around with Periscope? Okay, a few more hands than GIFs, which is great, Again, I just think Periscope is going to be a huge way of how people across the globe are going to connect with each other in years from now. Periscope, there's 40 years of live broadcast on Periscope every day, which is absolutely crazy when you think about that. Every single day there's that amount of content being created and being sent out, and it's really, really cool to see it. And just to show a couple of examples, I just wanted to play this video.
Here we go. And we're on.
We're on Koh Samet Island in Thailand.
Hey guys.
Sunrise in Cappadocia.
Live from Amsterdam! La Piazza San Pietro.
We're in a village called Sipagat in Nepal.
Welcome to the moon live from Cassiopeia Observatory.
There we go. That's the whole city.
I can use this app in North Korea.
Okay, so this is the real damage that was trying to do.
And yet still people are getting on with life.
Live from Canada, hope you enjoyed it.
So I love that, explore the world through somebody else's eyes, and that's something, again, I feel is very, very powerful, that you could be sitting at home and you can see what's going on in the news or in the world or in sport or just with somebody you're friends with on the other side of the world and connect with them. it's really, really cool. It's really powerful. And that, I think, is something that you're just going to see increase more and more and more. And two really cool innovations that I guess you might have seen in the last couple of weeks with it is Periscope now connects streams directly into the tweet stream. So you don't even have to open up the app. You can see it within your tweets as well. So it allows that content to be shared quicker, to be discovered quicker, and to be shared quicker. And the second thing is if anybody has a GoPro here, GoPros. So Periscope connects now with, with your GoPros. So all those crazy videos that people are creating can now directly connect with Periscope and stream as well at the same time. So it's very, very cool to see that. So I wanted to talk in the last section before I move on to the tips of just actually the research we've done here in Poland about the users. So we started kind of operations properly in Poland about a year, 18 months ago. And it was really, really tough at the start because we just didn't have enough details about the Polish users. So it's taken us a while to do that, and we've partnered with Nielsen, who've done some really, really in-depth research from us. I have about 10,000 slides. I'm only showing you one today. So if you need any, contact me after. But 84% of the Polish Twitter users watch video daily. So really, really strong stat as well to think about. Almost everybody who's on the platform here enjoys watching video. So again, makes sense to be investing, to be resourcing, to be looking at the video opportunity. And then from an advertising point of view, looking at that, it's certainly something that we've seen the shift move from advertisers as well. So in 2014, only about a third of advertisers thought about using Twitter for video. Now that's up to half of the advertisers, and we think that's going to be growing as well, as you've seen these really creative examples being shown about what can be done. And again, we're trying to make it easier and better and cheaper for all advertisers on the platform as well. And when you think about the cost per views, I just wanted to show this graph because I've really liked the spike in it, showing that since June this year, the actual amount of the cost of video has reduced by 80%, while the amount of it has increased by 150 times. Cool, so you guys still with me? Yeah? Okay, I promise there's even more cool videos coming up now. So I didn't want to go too kind of deep into stuff, but I wanted to think about, if you remember after this presentation, 4 tips to take back when you're thinking about your video content, and certainly your video content on Twitter. I wanted to leave you with just four tips. So the first one, front load entertainment. I think, again, historically, people always thought, tease things out, take your time, don't give away the plot too soon, don't give away the celebrity. It's changed. People are changing their expectations, and you need to catch up with it. So the ads per year that an average person sees are 132,130 ads. That's a lot. That's a shitload. So it's had an effect on us. So we have devices in our pocket now, and we can access all the information we want, but we want it quick. In 2000, the year 2000, research proved that our attention span was about 12 seconds. If you didn't catch somebody's attention in 12 seconds, you'd lost it. Now, in 2013, it's 8 seconds. And congratulations, our attention span is less than a goldfish right now. That's mental. That's so crazy. That a goldfish can hold their attention more than we can, because we'll just take out our phone and we'll just start doing something else. So that's really important. When content moves really fast in the stream, be it online in general, but certainly on Twitter, it moves really, really fast. So the question is, how do you break through? So you can't take your time to give away your product, your brand, your celebrity, whatever it might be. So certainly front load the content. Prominently put branding in the first 3 seconds dramatically improves the recall of the ad. So this one from Samsung again.
Dlaczego robimy zdjęcia przed, w trakcie i po treningu? Dlaczego bawi nas właśnie to? Dlaczego oglądamy te, a nie inne rzeczy? I dlaczego nie możemy przestać się śmiać? Dlaczego wybieramy to, co wybieramy? Dlaczego? Bo każdy wybór jest dobry, jeśli jest nasz. Nowy Samsung Galaxy A. Sztuka mądrego wyboru.
So did you see what Samsung did there? In the first 3 seconds, you saw their new phone at least 3, 4 times by different people using it. So they connected the story really nicely. It's not just showing the phone on its own. I also would recommend that. But they did it really nicely. So I remember straight away, oh, this is the cool new ad for Samsung, and it's in my memory. So don't wait till the end and then just be like, by the way, this was on a Samsung. You've lost people. They're done at that stage. Also, if you have celebrities or whoever's endorsing your product, spotlight it in the first few minutes. Again, don't wait till the end to reveal a celebrity. If you have it at the start, just have it straight in there.
This is so insane.
Feels like I'm not learning anything.
You feel like you're gonna fly with this.
I love it.
Amazing.
These are mine. I don't know what you're gonna do, but these are mine.
So again, Adidas, not teasing it out too much. Just here you go. Here's the people talking about it. If you want to see this video, you'll see it straight away. So that was my first tip. Try to keep people's attention certainly longer than a goldfish. Second one is focus on the storytelling. So this can be a little bit difficult because people always ask, how long should my video be? Should it be really, really short? And that, from all the research we've done, it doesn't necessarily come down to how long your video it is. It comes down to the story you want to tell. So on Twitter, there's no silver bullet. So we've seen 2 seconds video work really, really well. We've seen 12-second video work very, very well. We've even seen 2 minutes and longer videos work, as long as you're keeping users' attention because you've developed a storyline within that time frame. Even in 2 seconds or 12 seconds, you can tell a story, and that can keep people's attention. So that's something to think about. Don't just say, all our videos need to be 20 seconds. You can use it in a longer storyline. And if you can always mix and match. So if you have kind of longer assets of video, you can take them into bite-sized ones, and you keep within that storyline. So for Samsung, again, with the new Galaxy, they took their longer video and put it down into shorter form GIFs. But they're still keeping within that message, that story that they want to develop. So that's the first kind of part of this, is don't worry too much about the video length. Think about what it wants to tell. And the second one I want to talk about is consider it a never-ending story. So how can you start something on a video and then encourage users to keep it going long after the video is gone? And I have 2 really good examples of 2 brands that have done a great job on this. The first one is Always. And they ran this campaign all around the hashtag like a girl. So they basically thought that like a girl was being used in negative ways. And they wanted to change people's perception, and they wanted this to carry on further. So they kicked it off with this video.
Show me what it looks like to run like a girl. Show me what it looks like to fight like a girl. Now throw like a girl. Aww. So do you think you just insulted your sister?
No. I mean, yeah, insulted girls, but not my sister.
My name is Dakota, and I'm 10 years old.
Show me what it looks like to run like a girl. Throw like a girl. Fight like a girl. What does it mean to you when I say run like a girl?
It means run fast as you can.
It's a really, really powerful video all around like a girl, and it was a really great concept and really something people got behind. And it continued past this video. So if you look on Twitter and just search for that hashtag, it's still being used by people. When anybody does something fantastically, anybody does something really, really cool, a great achievement, people are tagging that with the hashtag like a girl. So the story has lived on, even though that video was just 60 seconds. So that was one example. And the second one as well is from, I'll play it, sorry, from Dove. So in a similar vein, Dove saw that there was a lot of negative tweets out there of people about their image, what they look like. People were tweeting some bad personal stuff about themselves, and especially around the Oscars, okay? So they saw that people during the Oscars used to tweet a lot about, oh, I'm really fat, these celebrities are so gorgeous, and stuff like that, which they wanted to stop and put an end to it. So when stuff like that happens, you know, I don't smile in pics because I hate my teeth, which is just by this random Twitter user. Dove responded to all of them and said, there's so much more that makes you special, speak beautiful. And again, it had a really, really great effect with the users that saw it. And again, if you look on Twitter right now, and this campaign was about a year ago, you still see this story living on when people are saying, speak beautiful. And from just a kind of advertising and a rewards point of view, this did crazy good stuff for the brand. Increased their brand awareness, it increased the purchase intent, and it won awards at Cannes Lion as well. So you can see how powerful it can be if you get the storytelling really, really right on the platform. Cool, they're the first two. Third one, make it audio optional, or play around with the audio. So you can have a little bit of fun with this, because we all know sometimes we're looking at our phones, we might be in work, we might be on the bus, wherever we might be, we don't necessarily want the sound to go off. So there's different creative things you can do around that. And one of the examples that L'Oreal did is, so during their video, they had text running along the bottom to play around with it. So again, even if you didn't hear what was happening, you had a good idea what was going on with the brand. Our Kit Kat had a bit of a different idea, and they had a video like this. So again, it just caught my attention. I put this in the slide myself. I saw it, it showed up to me. I thought it was just a really good idea. I didn't actually turn the sound on at the time, but it was a cool way of catching my attention. And the last one I wanted to show, which I thought was really good and really, really local, and one of the guys from our team here in Warsaw sent this on to me, was this video. So firstly, I saw it with just the lips moving, and then when I turned on the sound, this happened. Okay, I'll stop that. But again, you saw, I was like, these lips, I have to figure out what they're saying, and then it gets this fun tune, and I think, you know, you guys know more about it than I would, but really, really like the idea. So then my final pro tip for you guys is distribute to the moments that matter. And this is coming back to that concept of now and that concept of live. So you want to create video that resonates with your target audience, but you don't necessarily want to, you know, if you're Nike, while you do want to target, you know, men 18 to 30, you also want to target them when they're ready to be targeted, when they're tweeting and they're talking about fitness, going for a run, going to the gym, working out. That is that perfect moment to hit them. That's that now moment. And that's exactly what there is. So if you think about it, Twitter happens in the moment. In the first minute, most views are viewed in under 1 minute. And 80% of views are viewed within the first five minutes of when people tweet stuff and see stuff. So if you think about that, and going back to that Nike example, there's almost 20 million tweets per year about fitness. Huge opportunity. And Nike have done an amazing job at targeting these users with really, really good videos right at that moment. So one thing they've done really, really well is when somebody's tweeting about, oh, I'm too tired to go for a run, or I don't know if I'll work out, and again, there's a lot of people tweeting that, they give inspirational videos to them like this, and this is one of the coolest campaigns I've seen as well.
Greatness, it's just something we made up. Somehow we've come to believe that greatness is a gift, reserved for a chosen few, for prodigies, for superstars, and the rest of us can only stand by watching. You can forget that. Greatness is not some rare DNA strand. It's not some precious thing. Greatness is no more unique to us than breathing. We're all capable of it. All of us.
Find your greatness. So really, really, again, powerful video. And if you're sitting at home and thinking, should I go for a run or not, and then you see that, you're going to go out for a run, and that's exactly what Nike want to do, and they want to be the people to inspire you to do that. It's a beautifully executed campaign, really, really nicely done. So what I'd say by that is think about the moments that mean something to your brand. So it could be anything from people tweeting about sport, people tweeting about food, people tweeting about fashion, traffic, the weather, whatever it could be. You can make it match to your brand by putting the right video in front of them. And you have, instead of kind of target audience, you have target moments. And that's something that's really, really good to get to. Cool. So just to sum up my 4 tips. Does everyone remember these? So number 1, front load the entertainment. So front load the entertainment. Make sure that content catches people's attention first, because in 8 seconds people have moved on. Number 2, storytelling over unit length. Don't worry about getting the time right. Think about what you want to tell in your story. And you can always iterate this by shortening it or going longer, but think about the story. Number 3, make it audio optional, or at least play around, have a bit of fun with it to catch people's attention. Don't necessarily make the sound the be all and end all of the video. And then the last one, which I think is probably maybe the most important one, or certainly probably the easiest one to get right quickly, is focus on the moments that matter. Think about your audience, think about what they're tweeting, and think about those ways you can connect with them in those moments. So they're my 4 pro tips. I promise if you guys start doing these, your engagement rate, your brand awareness, your memory recall, everything will go up on Twitter if you start doing this. Cool, so that's pretty much it from me. I also, as well as my 4 tips, just wanted to give a couple of takeaways of my presentation. So again, thinking about it, mobile video is the future. That's just happening. Look, it's just the way things are going. People there's the percentage of growth in mobile video is higher than anything else. So it's really, really great to see that happen. Second one, Twitter is the most expansive creative canvas. Compared to so many different platforms, Twitter is not only live in terms of Periscope, but it has native video, it has short vines, it has GIFs. You can make them private if you wanted it in DMs. You can keep them public if you want, as they are. There's so many different ways you can use the platform. It's very, very expansive. And then the last one is video on Twitter drives our most successful campaigns. And that's just simple as. If you're wondering, how do I do better campaigns on Twitter, video is the answer. And again, it doesn't need to be a big budget production. It can be a simple Vine taken around your product, or it can be a Periscope of you guys, live streaming something. It could be a product launch. It could be the warehouse. People love just seeing what's going on in other places. So think about that. And anything you do, just think that on Twitter, video will have the best results. So with that, I'm kind of gonna just sum up, leave it at that. I think you guys are the creators. I mean, you guys are all here because you know how important video is in the entire industry, online, mobile, on TV. Video is still core and will continue to grow and be what people look for. And I'm just here to tell you how we're thinking about it in Twitter's world, and hopefully you guys will start to do a bit more video stuff on Twitter going forward. Great. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.